Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, today we are going to discuss the muscles of the posterior and lateral facial compartment of forearm, especially the deep muscles of the posterior facial compartment of forearm. All right. The forearm is a part of a person's upper limb extending from the elbow to the wrist. And there are three facial compartments in the forearm. As you can see here, there is a lateral compartment, there is a posterior compartment, and there is an anterior compartment. The posterior compartment is also known as extensor compartment, and because extensor muscles are present in this compartment, and the anterior compartment is also known as the flexor compartment because the muscles which flex the wrist joint are present in this compartment. So you can remember the compartments with the help of this mnemonic: lap, lateral, anterior, and posterior compartment. Each compartment has got its own muscles, nerves, and its separate blood supply. So how these compartments are separated? They are separated with the help of fibrous intermuscular septa and interosseous membrane. This membrane, which is a connective tissue membrane and is present between the radius and ulna, which are the bones of the forearm. Okay, in the lateral facial compartment, there are two muscles, brachioradialis and extensor carpi radialis longus. Both of these muscles originate from the lateral supracondylar ridge of humerus, and brachioradialis inserts on the base of styloid process of radius, and extensor carpi radialis longus attaches to the posterior surface of the base of second metacarpal bone. The nerve supply of the lateral facial compartment is radial nerve. Brachioradialis flexes the forearm at the elbow joint, and extensor carpi radialis longus extends and abducts the hand at wrist joint. All right. So what do we mean by extension in anatomy? Extension is the movement by which the two ends of any jointed part are drawn away from each other. That is, the angle between the two bones increases. Here you can see this is the extension of the wrist joint. The muscles which are present in the posterior facial compartment of the forearm are basically performing this movement, that is extension at wrist joint. Apart from that, extension is also seen in the elbow joint, like this. Okay, anatomically, the muscles in the posterior facial compartment are divided into deep and superficial layers. The superficial layer has got certain muscles like these muscles, which are extensor carpi radialis brevis, extensor digitorum, extensor digiti minimi, extensor carpi ulnaris, and enconeus. You can see here that all of them are arising from the lateral epicondyle of humerus. And there are separate insertions for each muscle. We will discuss them when we are going to see the muscles in the 3D model. Okay. Now what happens because of repeated use of these muscles? Lateral epicondylitis can take place, and it is also known as tennis elbow because this condition usually happens in the case of tennis players. Okay, now the deep layers of the posterior facial compartment of forearm. The deep layer has got a supinator, abductor pollicis longus, extensor pollicis brevis, extensor pollicis longus, and extensor indicis. We are going to discuss the origin and insertion of these muscles with the help of a 3D model afterwards. Okay, so here is a question for you people that you name the nerve which supplies the posterior compartment of forearm. Can you name the nerve which supplies the posterior compartment of forearm? Yes, can you name the nerve which supplies the posterior compartment of forearm? Okay, here Javeria is the first one to reply. And what about the rest of you? Okay, we have received several answers which are definitely right, and thank you very much. This is the radial nerve, and especially the deep branch of radial nerve supplies the posterior compartment of forearm. So, as we have discussed in the previous lecture, can you tell me what is the clinical presentation for the radial nerve injury? If the radial nerve is damaged, what is the sign of that? Yes, what is the sign of radial nerve injury? Can you name that? I'm waiting for your comments. Great. Umair is the first one to reply. And what about the rest of you? Yes, several right answers have been received. All right. The sign of radial nerve injury is wrist drop. And this is the wrist drop. This is also known as Saturday night palsy because it can happen after a drunk weekend, and this can also be the reason use of crutches, prolonged use of crutches, because the radial nerve is compressed at its course. Okay, so these are the two reasons, and other reason can be the fracture of the humerus. Okay, from the radial groove, you know that the radial nerve passes through the backside of the humerus with the profunda brachii artery through the radial groove. If there is a fracture in the shaft of the femur at that place, then the radial nerve is damaged, and the sign would be wrist drop. So two common sites of radial nerve damage are in the axilla which can happen because of that drunk weekend, which is known as Saturday night palsy, and also because of the use of crutches, and in the radial groove of the humerus, as you can see here, because of the fracture of the humerus. So why I'm telling you this is because the posterior compartment muscles are supplied by the radial nerve, and they are extensors of the wrist joint. The wrist joint, or you can say the hand, moves upward because of the presence of or the action of the muscles in the posterior facial compartment of the forearm. So when the radial nerve is damaged, the nerve supply of the posterior facial compartment of the forearm is gone, and the person is unable to extend the wrist joint. But because of the flexor muscles, the tone of the flexor muscles, which is which are supplied by the median nerve. The flexor muscles are supplied by the median nerve. Therefore, the tone of these muscles remains intact, and the wrist remains in the flexed position because of the action of the flexor muscles which are present in the anterior facial compartment of the forearm. All right, and so this condition is known as wrist drop because of the paralysis of the extensor muscles of the forearm. So the radial nerve arises from the posterior cord of brachial plexus, and it has a nerve root from all the origins from C5 to T10. The nerve roots are arising from C5 to T10 because it is a extension of the posterior cord of brachial plexus, as you can see here. This blue colored thing shown here is the nerve. It's not a vein. Okay, it's shown in blue color, but it's a nerve. You can Okay, now let us discuss its course. It descends behind the axillary and brachial arteries and enters the posterior compartment of the arm, as you can see here, by winding around the humerus. And it is present in the spiral groove along with the profunda artery. Now, what does it do? It pierces the lateral intermuscular septum of the arm above the elbow joint and comes anteriorly again. It divides into the superficial and deep branches. So it has got both of these two functions. It is sensory as well as motor. ठीक है, जो sensory nerve supply है इसकी, it is to the back of the arm and also to the back of the forearm and to the lateral 2.5 fingers. ठीक है, the pink color shown here is the sensory nerve supply or the cutaneous nerve supply of the radial nerve. So the branches of the cutaneous innervation given by the radial nerve are lower or inferior lateral cutaneous nerve of the arm, which is present at the lower outer aspect of the arm. Okay? And the posterior cutaneous nerve of the arm, which supplies the posterior surface of the arm, and posterior cutaneous nerve of the forearm, which supplies the central posterior aspect of the forearm. Then we have got superficial branches of the radial nerve, which give nerve supply to the 3-nar eminence and dorsal aspect of the radial 3.5 digits of the hand. Now we are going to discuss the motor innervation of the radial nerve. Motor innervation means that it is going to supply the muscles. It is going to produce movement. So in the arm it supplies the triceps, inconius and brachioradialis, and in the forearm it supplies all the extensor muscles as well as the supinator of the forearm. So the easy way to remember the radial nerve is that it is supplying the best muscles, that is brachioradialis, extensors, supinator and triceps, which is present at the posterior aspect of the arm. ठीक है? Radial nerve supplies the best muscles. Okay, now this was all about the PowerPoint presentation. related to the content we are going to discuss today. We Now I'm going to end this session and we are going to join again with the new session. And what we are going to do in that, we are going to see a 3D model in that session. Okay, so you have to join again. All right. Okay, let me see that. Have you understood that? ओके, मेरी बात समझ में आई है आप लोगों को? Right? I'm going to show you the 3D model, and for that I have to start a new session. So have to stay tuned here. ठीक है, मुझे समझ आ गया कि हर किस्म के ओके, इंग्लिश, उर्दू, मैथ, साइंस, हर किस्म के ओके और सबसे आपको समझ आ गई है, ठीक है? All right, within 5 minutes, you can have a break of 5 minutes and we can start with the new session. All right?